The parade of the inaugural USL W League match tonight, even when it's been raining for 30 hours outside. A great night to be in the great indoors at Grand Park, and we thank you for joining us. Historic night for Indiana soccer here on ISC, Comcast 81 and 11 Sports. My name is Greg Rakestraw. I am the voice of the Indy 11. I am thrilled to be on the call of the inaugural match in Indy 11 women's history, as well as the W League, as Indy 11 takes on Kingshammer FC out of the Cincinnati area. My skilled partner to my right is Margaret McLaughlin from the Indiana Fire Juniors, their ECNL program. Margaret, it is great to be with you, and the importance of this night and the importance of the USL W League is what exactly?
It's just a fantastic opportunity for the club and for the league to get started here at Grand Park. Presents these players with wonderful opportunities to play all summer between their colleges and as they aspire to the next level.
And again, this is a pre-professional level, so the majority of players that are playing in tonight's matchup are current college players or players that have just used up their college eligibility, or in some cases, high school players that are going on to play in college next year. It also means that, well, this week is finals week at most schools. There's not been a lot of time to get together to train for this season and league opener. That could be an advantage, though, for the Indy 11 tonight.
The Indy 11 comes in with a great core of players who have been together for a really long time. They've played a lot of club together. They've played in colleges here in the area. So there's a lot of players that know each other and kind of know their tendencies and what they do together. I think it will help them be very successful here tonight.
A lot of familiar names and faces, young ladies that grew up playing soccer really around this complex at Grand Park. We'll have that for you when we come back. Starting lineups, keys to the match, and the opening kickoff for not just the Indy 11 women, but for the entirety of the USL W League. And it comes your way next as you're watching Indy 11 women's soccer.
Honda is the most fuel-efficient automaker in America. That means you get more miles per gallon with Honda. Save at the pump with up to 40 mpgs for Honda cars and SUVs. Search your local Honda dealer today.
So many people were out of work from COVID, not being able to pay their utility bills, not being able to pay their rent, and that's why our job is so important.
And what we've committed to is working with our partners around food pantries, around making sure that people get connected to what they need.
Our job is more than just giving people resources, it's be that hand to help them when they're feeling down.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/simplydelivered. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Place your soccer bets at Bet Rivers Sportsbook, your new home for soccer betting. The most soccer betting options on the sport you love. We offer live in-game betting on major soccer matches worldwide. We have tons of bets available during game, from money lines, goal spreads, player goals, half bets, and many more. Bet Rivers is proud to be the official sports betting partner of the Indy 11, Indiana's team. Sign up now. We'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, more action, more fun. Place your bets at betrivers.com.
In 7 years, you can meet, get married, have kids, get a dog, and still be covered in your Honda certified vehicle. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus factory-trained technicians and Honda genuine parts. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Indy 11 women's soccer is presented in part by Central Indiana Honda Dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. And brought to you by Community Health Sports Medicine, exceptional care, simply delivered. Again, alongside Margaret McLaughlin, Greg Rakestraw with you. Let's get to our starting lineups here at Grand Park. They are presented by your Central Indiana Honda Dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Here is the starting 11 for tonight's match. First for the Indy 11, Mackenzie Wood will be in goal. Julia Leonard of Butler University is the team captain. Carson Sherry is a day away from having her senior prom. She is still a student at Central Catholic High School. She'll play at the University of Louisville. The Mccarthy sisters, Robin and Rachel, both get the start. Katie Soderstrom from Carmel and Butler. And Maddie Williams played professionally for a couple of years in the Netherlands and Spain. Former Purdue Boilermaker, playing back on American soil for the first time in many years. On the flip side, for the visitors from the Cincinnati area, from Kingshammer FC, the star player to watch is Jordan Rhodes. She is the third leading scorer in the history of the University of Kentucky. 30 goals in 3 seasons. She was second team All SEC this season and one of the 15 players to watch, as according to the USL W League, heading into the season. The teams making this historic first walkout. Again, the W League will have 44 teams playing across the country. To save on travel costs for these teams, you play everybody that is in your division. Then 8 teams advance onto the postseason, 3 rounds of the playoffs, and you have all of this in the span of 3 months, knowing that the majority of these players are going back to college for at least one more season, if not more. Before we kick things off, let's get to our keys to the game. They are brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. And Coach, attack together. Explain.
Right, so they just have had 1 training session under their belt last night. We've got kids coming back from finals and just getting into town. So how can we work together as a unit in the attacking third, right? And we will see them put some chances together, and hopefully we can finish some of those chances. The other thing I think is important is their defensive organization. Again, not a lot of time to train together, but I think they're competitors, and hopefully we can keep a clean sheet here tonight.
Let's acknowledge, in addition to being an analyst, you're also a mom. Molly is out there on this field. What is it like for you to see her have this opportunity?
You know, it's pretty exciting from coaching her from a young age to see her in this uniform here tonight. But she's got a smile on her face like she does every time she takes the field. So I'm excited for her. I'm excited for the rest of them.
You see the Mccarthy sisters on your screen. They are the rare duo that are not from this area. They are from California. Robin has completed her playing days at Fresno State. Rachel of the duo plays at BYU, who are the runners-up for the national championship this year, losing to Florida State. Rachel, 14 goals and 14 assists in 3 seasons at BYU. Again, this is the first of 6 home matches we'll have for you on 11 Sports, ISC Sports Network. 5 of those matches, including tonight, are available to a statewide television audience on Comcast 81. However you might be joining us, we thank you for being here for this historic night for women's soccer. Again, the W League starts this year. Next year, the USL Super League, a professional women's league under the banner of the United Soccer League. We'll talk more about that coming up at halftime of tonight's broadcast. But strictly from the Indy 11 perspective, the men's team is now in their 9th year. It has been talked about for a long time. There will be a women's club at some point with the Indy 11. The Brickyard Battalion is awfully happy that we're here. So are we. Over 8 years after the first ball was kicked in anger by the men for the Indy 11, the women have the opportunity, and fittingly enough, it's Hamilton County's Katie Soderstrom that will have the first touch in Indy 11 women's history.
And Julia just went for the coin toss. It looks like we won the coin toss. We will have the ball. That put a smile on everybody's face, and here to start it all off.
Just waiting for the official whistle, and we are underway. The W League is here, and the Indy 11 are thrilled to be a part of it. Mccarthy, already a quick touch inside the 18, and took all of about, 12 seconds for the first shot in club history. Did not take long for this potent Indy 11 attack.
I think that's probably one of the keys that Coach Dolinsky has asked them to focus on, is putting pressure on them, keeping the ball in this end of the field.
Michaela Kowalski, it's the start in goal tonight for Kings Hammer FC. She plays at Northern Kentucky University. Grace Barr with a touch for Indy. She is a player assistant coach, is Grace.
She graduated 2 years ago from Xavier. She was on that championship team that went pretty far, furthest in Xavier history. And it's great to have her back out there.
Throw in coming. It'll belong to Kings Hammer FC. Grace Barr trying to corral it for the Indy 11, but the visitors claim possession here. Kings Hammer FC, again based in Northern Kentucky. A lot of players from both sides of the Ohio River in Northern Kentucky and Southwest Ohio. They also field a team in USL League 2. Of course, that is the men's pre-professional division under the USL auspices. There are teams in USL League 2 in both Fort Wayne and South Bend. Green the target. McCarthy knocks it away. Good spell of possession here. Ball slipped. Great read by the Indy 11. That's Julia Leonard that knocked that ball away for Indy. But possession maintained by the visitors from Kings Hammer. Now a little more space to operate. McLaughlin gets ahead to it going sideways. And eventually this one goes to the upper deck. All seats here are above the playing surface inside of the event center at Grand Park. This is a 3-field complex, but this is the Showcase Stadium field. A couple of things that this facility is known for. This is the indoor training camp home for the Indianapolis Colts in late July and August every year. 2 years ago, the IHSAA played 2 state championship games indoors in this facility. The Indianapolis Alley Cats of the American United Disc League also call this facility home as well. Opportunity. Soderstrom slides it across. That's Williams. Williams couldn't get a window of space. Isker on the pressure for the Indy 11. And now an opportunity on the counter for the visitors from Kings Hammer. Carson Sherry out defensively for Indy. Ball played across, sitting back post. Mackenzie Wood has it covered. When we talk about the Indiana Fire Juniors connection for several of these players, there is also a couple of high schools that we will make a lot of references to. Penn is one of them. Mackenzie, part of those dominant teams from Penn High School up in the South Bend area just a few years ago, is going to play at Notre Dame for her 5th season after spending 4 years at Northwestern. Mackenzie had 73 saves in 17 matches this past season.
Yeah, she's done a really good job. She had a very good collegiate career. She had a great high school career. They were 2-time state champs, and brings a lot of experience to this. Here's where we need to have her leadership and getting some organized and eliminating those chances by them.
Wood could not take the chance on letting that one go by. And again, not surprised for Kings Hammer. That was Jordan Rhodes that took the shot, as you'll see the replay here. Again, Rhodes led the Wildcats of the University of Kentucky in both goals and assists this past season with 11 and 5 respectively. Short corner, quick corner taken by Kings Hammer. McCarthy out there with it. So they'll leave it to the other McCarthy to try to clear it. That's Robin. And here's McLaughlin in the middle of the field.
Plays to Katie.
Soderstrom on the right wing on the attack. Yordi defensively for Kings Hammer. Good help there as well. And again, folks, the angle that we have here, there's going to be some times where simply the action kind of almost gets away from us in those near side corners. It is a foul. It is a quick restart. It is Barr that gives it a blast and steers it wide right. Second shot for the Indy 11. Both have just steered to the right side of the near side post. You see Grace Barr from Broadview Heights, Ohio. A couple of years removed from her playing days at Wisconsin and Xavier. Grace went to camp with Racing Louisville last year before their debut season in the NWSL. So, Coach, we're 5 minutes in. What are you seeing so far?
I think you're seeing a little bit of nerves, right? Some uncharacteristic giveaways. I think we just need to settle in. These guys really probably have never played in front of a Brickyard crowd yelling and screaming and waving flags. And as soon as some of the emotion from the start of this game, we can just kind of settle in and keep possession, I think we're going to see getting dangerous chances again like we had a couple.
This portion of this match presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Here's McCarthy. Now Soderstrom will drop back to maintain possession for Indy. Margaret First, the Brickyard Battalion, that is the official supporters section for the Indy 11. And they are well known throughout the USL Championship and really throughout American soccer. And they are here in droves to support the women's side in their debut match. Turnover by the Indy 11. This is Annie Green in the midfield. Green plays it Northern Kentucky. Tries to slide it through Carson Sherry. Able to read the pass for Indy. Possession continues for Kings Hammer. Amanda Schluter could not track it down, and it was deemed that Cherry was able to play it off of her. Throw in coming for Indy.
It's Christina Lynch on the ball now. That's good.
Lynch played at Florida State. Like to transfer closer to home for this her upcoming final year. McCarthy couldn't keep it at her feet. All knocked forward by Kingshammer. Rhodes in an offside position. Could not track it down. Indy had a fantastic opportunity 12 seconds in. Since then, the match has tilted in favor of the visitors from Cincinnati and Kingshammer, as this will be a throw-in coming. The Sports This match presented by Alpha Health and Wellness, the official team chiropractor of the Indy 11. McCarthy will watch that ball, walk the tightrope, maybe misplayed it a little bit. Rhodes able to track it down for Kingshammer. Looking to make the turn, could not keep possession, but it will be a corner. Deemed to be touched last by Indy 11.
Here's where we got to make sure that we are organized and not let them get a clean look on goal.
And again, this is so tough when you've had so little time to work together on these set pieces.
They had about 20 minutes last night. So
Wood standing tall in goal as best she can. Service to the area between the 6 and the 18. Isker heads it away. The Butler Bulldog, one of many on this Indy 11 roster. Good step, opportunity here. Now there's a 4v2 for Indy. Soderstrom sprung forward. Barr to her left. Soderstrom on the cutback. Gives it a blast to the left foot. Well done. Here's the volley. It finds the back of the net. And the first goal in the history of the W League belongs to the Indy 11. Cue the thunderous applause and cheers. We can't put smoke indoors, but the Indy 11 are on the board in minute number 9.
It was a great counter for Grace. I think it was Grace that picked up that ball, intercepted that pass, found Katie in behind. Katie was able to get behind her defender, take that one shot, and then we were able to finish it off. So great stuff.
The opening goal in club history belongs to Rachel McCarthy. Again, from the national runners-up at BYU. 14 goals and 14 assists in 3 seasons playing for the Cougars.
And welcome to Indy, right?
First team all West Coast Conference as a sophomore. And Rachel McCarthy and Robin McCarthy, the exceptions to the rule on this largely Indianapolis-based club. Another long distance ball for Indy. Free-flowing open game so far. Should that be a surprise again because these teams haven't had a chance to kind of really get a defensive shell together just yet?
Yeah, right. And looks like we were having some trouble with the matchups right there and who's supposed to be tracking which runners into the box.
Yeah, there was some loose change that could have been picked up by Kingshammer. Wood did her job. A couple of the defenders rotate back as well.
I do know we can't sustain this pace for 90 minutes, so we'll see who settles in and decides to try and keep it.
And that'll be a foul against Kingshammer. And let's point out that, again, because of the early nature of the season, we talked about this right off the start, but again, this is a pre-professional league. These are largely college players you're watching tonight. This was finals week at most schools across the country. Indy 11 has 16 in uniform. Kingshammer has 14. They have a backup goalkeeper. They literally have 2 positional subs, and this is not college rules in terms of substitutions. Once you're in the game, you're in. Once you're out, you are out. So Vince Gentili literally has 2 field subs he can make. So to your point, these teams can't keep this up for 90 minutes.
No, we're just not at that pace, right? Anybody coming off of the spring season, they haven't, fitness is not a priority in the spring.
Barr. Now Williams looking back post, and just a little bit off that time in the communication. Christina Lynch was the target for the Indy 11. Christina, part of 2 national champions at Florida State, including this past season. And a foul whistle against the Indy 11. That'll be against Rachel McCarthy. We thank those of you joining us worldwide on 11 Sports. Those of you watching on ISC Sports Network, Comcast 81 in the state of Indiana.
It's Rachel again with the ball, picked it up, looking for somebody.
Nice back heel here for Williams. Williams scored 13 goals for Zaragoza in Spain. Unfortunately got injured right before the pandemic. And since that time, it has been tough to kind of latch on with the team. This is an opportunity for her, again, to showcase her skills, to eventually play at the professional level again. Great sliding tackle by Indy. Rhodes displaced from the ball. Throw in coming for King's Hammer.
And I believe Maddie Williams is the leading goal scorer in all of Purdue history. And so it's great to have her back out here. I think she'll be a threat with us this season.
And again, Purdue had one of their best years in a while this past year, reaching the NCAA tournament. They do so at beautiful Folk Field, an absolute gem of a complex that Purdue has for women's soccer. And they do not play men's soccer at Purdue, one of the 5 Big Ten schools that do not field a men's varsity side. Mccarthy, great overlapping run. Opportunity here. 3 targets to pick from all the way across. Back post. Williams couldn't get a boot on it. And it will be a goal kick coming.
That's a good run in behind by Christina Lynch, and a good job by us to recognize it coming out of the midfield to get it to her. And Katie was close. Katie Soderstrom coming in on the backside there too was close, heading in that area.
Goal kick coming. Isker got there to it first. And she, Julia Leonard, Katie Soderstrom, representing the Butler Bulldogs. One of the many powerhouse programs of the Big East. Xavier, of course, is in that realm. Georgetown, clearly the program everybody is chasing in terms of Big East women's soccer.
And they've been good for a while.
Yeah.
For sure.
Both men's and women's soccer equally outstanding in the Big East. Ball knocked forward by King's Hammer. And now settled. This is Schluter. Left foot up and over the bar. Gave McKenzie Wood a scare for a moment, but it'll be a goal kick for the Indy 11. So organizing from the back are the Indy 11. Ball trickles away. McLaughlin is there to pounce on it. Let's thank our friends at Bet Rivers, official sports betting partner of the Indy 11. Bet Rivers, bet with a winner. First goal in franchise history, first goal in W League history, belongs to Rachel McCarthy. About 6 minutes ago. Good connective work by King's Hammer. And now an opportunity on the backside. This is Rhodes. Sherry couldn't stop her. I'm sure those two will have a battle at some point this fall. One playing at Kentucky, other playing at the University of Louisville. Not a conference game, but 2 power conferences, SEC and ACC. Carson Sherry's stats at Central Catholic, utterly ridiculous. 124 goals, 73 assists at Central Catholic. Now again, that's in an attacking role. She is seen as a defender at this level. And it was right at around 2 months ago where she was competing for a basketball state championship at Central Catholic. They finished as the runners-up in Class 1A to Tecumseh High School. So when she's asked about her high school athletic career, she can say, well, I made state championships in 2 different sports. I had 124 goals in one sport, had over 1,000 points in the other. Not too shabby.
No, she's a great athlete, and very exciting that she gets to play at this level as a high school senior.
Good close down here by King's Hammer. Ball was taken away from Barr. Barr recovers, knocks it to the side. On the attack that time was Jade Rayburger for Kings Hammer. This is a younger team that we are seeing from Kings Hammer. Jade is set to play at Illinois State this coming year. She attends Highlands High School in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. Here's Rayburger. And Rhodes the target. Everything offensively is around her. Now a chance to break for the Indy 11. Soderstrom knocks it forward. Williams tracks it down. Beautiful cutback move by Williams. Williams looking for a teammate, slides it across, and in the back of the net. Give Williams the assist. The first goal in Indy 11 history belongs to Rachel Mccarthy. The first brace in Indy 11 history belongs to Rachel McCarthy. Put it on the board one more time. 2-0 for the Indy 11 in minute number 18.
That's a fantastic run by Rachel coming out of the midfield, and for sure Maddie to get that service in and across. It was right where she needed it. There was no defenders in the area, and she took advantage, slammed it home.
And again, I love that camera shot. As clinical as her finish was, that was Williams that set that up, and so immediately a point to the person that delivered it to you. Picture perfect service by Maddie Williams.
Absolutely. It's a great start to this year, to this season. 2-0 here after 18 minutes.
So 2-0 the score. Well, you couldn't draw up the first match in club history any better. Williams trying to get the keeper off her line, gives it a go. And Kowalski, the netminder for Kings Hammer. She was the backup last year for Northern Kentucky behind veteran Mimi Steins. Michaela, 6 matches, 2 starts, 3 goals, 8 saves. Good looking ball here. Attacking down the left flank. That is Green that is the target. Again, she too plays at Northern Kentucky. Ball played across. Headed outside of the 18, then further up the pitch by Indy. Soderstrom could not clear it. This is Emma Schmelzer for Kings Hammer, who plays at the University of Cincinnati. Here's McLaughlin.
It's out to Christina Lynch, one of her favorite targets, and let Christina go to work here.
Lynch could not keep it at her feet. Well defended by Kings Hammer. How long have Christina and Molly been playing together at this point?
That was 2015 that they started, and they played down here in Indy in the club. We'd commute down here, and then they would train at home as well. So they've been together a long time, even though they've separate college careers, but every summer they've been together.
And high school teammates at Penn, those two and Mackenzie Wood on the 11 that are on the field, part of the Penn Kingsmen back-to-back state championship teams in Indiana in 2016 and 2017. Molly plays at Xavier and will go back for a 5th season this coming fall.
There's a lot of space in the midfield if we can pick up these balls like Katie's doing and turning it and getting in behind.
Here's Isker looking to make the turn. Kept the ball in play, and Kowalski, will it be a corner? Yes. Just couldn't get to it in time. So the first corner coming up for the Indy 11, and Soderstrom heading to the corner flag.
Katie just kind of asks her teammates, where do you want the ball? And she's going to be able to deliver. They look like they went short here on this one.
Yep. And again, that's part of the lack of organization you're going to have when a team is thrown together at such a short notice. And if you're wondering, hey, if you didn't have a chance to play together, why are you starting so early? Well, folks, you have a 3-month window to try to get in as many games as possible. And so that's why they're starting now, knowing that the regular season will end for the Indy 11 on July 9th. The playoffs are July 13th, July 17th, July 23rd, because you need to get these young ladies back on campus right around August 1st. It is what, again, pre-professional soccer, baseball leagues deal with. You got a short window of time. You do the best with it you can.
So Kings Hammer has an extra one in the midfield, which is allowing them to get a couple of these chances in here when we do not connect that pass.
McCarthy This is Robin that played at Fresno State. First team All Mountain West in the condensed season of 2020. And back to Mackenzie Wood.
They're doing a good job of swinging it, keeping possession, but we're trying to find those holes, and this is where, again, I think lack of training, who's going where. They will start to find those and be able to break these lines.
Of course, playing indoors is nothing new for the Indy 11 franchise. They did so for 3 years at Lucas Oil Stadium from 2018 through 2020. And it's nights like these where you say, thank goodness we have the option of playing inside. It literally has been raining since yesterday at 1:30. Right idea on this ball. Kowalski, frankly, can let that go if she wants to. She will track it down. So at the midway point here of half number 1. 2 goals belonging to Rachel McCarthy. Tomorrow we'll be talking all about this match. Soccer Saturday on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. We'll be joined by Indy 11 head coach Mark Lowry. The men at the USL Championship level have this week off. They have gone 6 consecutive matches without a loss. We'll talk to one of the team captains in Ioze, and we'll talk all about this match tonight. Tomorrow, 93.5, 107.5 The Fan at 9 a.m. Podcast available after the fact at 1075thefan.com. And a foul whistle against the Indy 11. Let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Jordan Shue, Derek Schultz, Eric Kinnett, and Dennis Glover. Even one-handed better than most cameramen working for us tonight. A pleasure to be here with you this evening. And our perch is really right next to where you are watching the camera position. We're all kind of bunched up here together here at the event center. Great sliding tackle. That's Lynch that makes that play for Indy. Morgan Garak has the ball at the corner flag. She'll play at Michigan State coming up in the fall. She too is a high school senior. There's Mia Fiore that is out there with her as well. Opportunity here, didn't get past the 18-yard box. A sliver of space, but the lefty pass by Rayburger does not get through. And this one will come all the way to the touchline for a throw-in on this side of the midfield stripe as Lily Yordi will take the throw-in. Lily plays at the University of Louisville, so she'll be teammates with Carson Sherry this coming fall. Lily did not see any game action in her freshman year at U of L.
They've got a fantastic team, and playing in the ACC is an incredibly difficult challenge day in and day out.
Well, Louisville was a place that took their soccer seriously before they got to the ACC, and now, again, you're in the power soccer conference in this country. Williams, well-timed run. She can't play it now. Now she levels out. McCarthy looking to make the turn. McCarthy trying to factor in a 3rd goal in 25 minutes. Williams, well done. That's Yordi.
That's good defending by King's Hammer, just doing whatever it takes to get that cleared.
And again, it's a King's Hammer team that doesn't have some of their key pieces tonight. But frankly, Margaret, there are things that I really like from what I have seen from this group so far.
For sure, and I think they've done a good job of keeping possession. They're not afraid. They have not quit. They're down 2-0, but they've continued to attack.
Williams on the long distance ball, but the flag goes up.
Just barely.
By the way, tonight's match presented in part by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care simply delivered. Restart coming here. Abby Unkraut standing over the ball. She has verbal to play at Georgia in a year. She's only a high school junior. I would say the average age of this Indy squad is about 21 or 22. I'd say for King's Hammer about 18, 19 for this
19,
group.
Right.
And again, you coach young ladies at a variety of levels, but just what is the difference in terms of kind of soccer brain, soccer skill set for Indy having a 2 or 3 year kind of average age advantage tonight?
Well, I think most of them have played in college, right? And so the pace of the game, the speed of the game, those are two things that change very quickly between high school and college. So that advantage for us, I think you've seen it make the difference here. Rachel on a couple of runs.
McCarthy with the left foot. Kowalski, they're waiting on it. McCarthy has scored so many goals already, she's almost starting to run out of her shoes. As soon as she let that one go, she kind of looked down and relaced a little bit.
That's what happens when you miss. You got to fix your shoes.
Well, clearly when you miss, if you made two, something was wrong with the equipment. And our expected crowd of around 1,000 tonight, we thought it'd be standing room only, and it largely is in this building. This is the only time that the Indy 11 women are home during the month of May. They will be here for 3 successive Friday nights, June 3rd, June 10th, and June 17th. And a pair of home games in July. July 3rd on a Sunday, July 9th on a Saturday. And that July 9th game is a very special one because the Indy 11 women are taking on Detroit City FC. That night, the men are playing Detroit City FC. So both games will take place at Carroll Stadium, downtown on the campus of IUPUI. Offside flag has been up for a while, so hence the restart coming here. So again, the next 4 home games for Indy right here, Grand Park Events Center. Then on July 9th, the women will play at IUPUI at 2. The men will play at 7. Of course, tickets are still available. If you're an Indy 11 season ticket holder, tickets to this match are free. If not, it costs all of $8. Indy11.com and click on the W League tab or call 317-685-1100. Unkraut. And Kings Hammer had a player that knew she was offside in Rhodes and did not even make an effort on that one. Your head coach, Paul Dolinsky. How you feeling about what you're seeing about your team right now?
Well, I think he's got to be excited by the 2 chances that we finished, right? Sitting at 2-0. Got to be a little bit more calm. I think he'd like to see us have a little bit more of the play through the middle of the midfield and figure out now here what are our choices and who the ball goes to as we start to work on this build.
Soderstrup with acres of space. Can she win the foot race? No. Yordi will get there first and simply play that ball sideways. Throw in coming for the Indy 11 here in minute number 29.
And that's a little bit of what I was talking about, where Carson Sherry plays it out of the back up to the central target up top, and then we play back through the midfield and out the other way.
How about that? Bit of skill by McCarthy. That was a hit and hope. That was put it across the goal mouth and see if a teammate might be in the area. Her skill set clearly has been on display here so far with both goals in tonight's match. Wood to Easker.
It's another good ball into the midfield.
McLaughlin, or Barr rather, to Soderstrup. Our Soderstrup trying to take things wide. McCarthy makes the corresponding run. Soderstrup chips it across, hitting back post. Just could not get there in time, could Williams. Williams had the assist on the last one. Looking to get her first in an Indy 11 uniform. And a giveaway on a live ball turnover, though. Throw in coming here for the Indy 11. The Brickyard Battalion in full song, and they seemingly have been rained on at every Indy 11 outdoor match this year, so I'm sure they are digging the great indoors. The weather conditions last Saturday were downright diabolical at times for the 1-0 victory against Hartford. Good looking ball here. Isker, the player closest to it. 2 Kings Hammer defenders get to it. Can they track it down in time? The answer is no. Throw in coming just shy of the corner flag for the Indy 11.
That's another good run in behind by Christina Lynch, right? That's one of the things that she's very good at is that burst of speed to get in and around the corner and get something sent across the box.
Kowalski, nice hands. And this experience is invaluable for every player out here, but especially for one that's largely been a backup, as Kowalski was a year ago at NKU. Here's Green. Slides it across. Rhodes the target. Rhodes, again, is going to draw the attention of most every defender for the Indy 11. You know, that's the preferred target. Long distance blast that Wood had lined up the entire way. That is Emma Cohen. First time we have called her name. Emma plays a high level of soccer at Division III. University of Rochester in upstate New York. Had 14 appearances as a freshman with 2 assists in the fall. Mccarthy. Yordi will settle for Kingshammer. And Unkraut will track it down. She is just a high school junior.
They've done a good job to stay composed here under the pressure.
Give away by Fiore. You talked about the nerves for the Indy 11 playing in front of 1,000 fans. Imagine being the road team. Here's Rhodes, slides it back. Opportunity here, and through the wickets, but the defensive save by the Indy 11.
Julia Leonard comes out of nowhere with a huge save right there for sure.
If the Indy 11 hang on to win this one, Mackenzie Wood can be smiling about that one. That was a heart and throat moment right there. Now there's a reason why Julia Leonard wears the captain's armband.
That is it.
She has played 5 years of college soccer, so she's completed her eligibility at Butler. Appeared in 91 matches playing for Robin Terry at Butler.
She played the last 2 summers with this crew as well. She's got a ton of experience, and I believe she's headed off to PA school.
Palatine, Illinois. Here's Williams. So Kowalski will hit the reset button. Let's thank our friends, the Central Indiana Honda Dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Right idea. Now, again, Soderstrom great. Knew that Williams was offside. Trying to hold up. Gives it a go with the left foot. Unkraut got in the way. And if she had played that ball to Williams originally, she was off. Here's Lynch. Poked away. Garak knocks it forward. Rhodes to Garak. Garak will have a sister that'll be a teammate with Rhodes this season at Kentucky. And Morgan's dad played soccer at the University of Kentucky. Carson, a bit of a misstep. Again, rather important weekend in her life. Senior prom is tomorrow night. Yep. Get to play for the top level of soccer you can play for in this state as a high school senior.
Be a fantastic memory for her to talk about for a long time to come.
And she's one of 2 high school players on this Indy 11 roster. Not a reason the backup goalkeeper from Noblesville that will play at North Carolina next year. Move in last year from Southern California. And she's the backup netminder to Mackenzie Wood. The cut back by Williams. Williams slides it forward. Asked for a foul. Referee says, nope, not enough there.
And Christina was right there ready to pounce.
To have a player that's played 2 years as a pro, what does that mean for the rest of this group with having Maddie Williams out there?
You know, I think it just brings them some comfort and some experience. They can kind of lean on her a little bit, and she can help them through some of these moments. And there's one where one player went one way and the other went the other. That's just lack of training time, and that'll get sorted out here in the next couple of weeks as they begin to train a bunch together.
That was Carson Sherry that made that run all the way from her left back position. Again, at this level, at the national junior level, she has been a defender. High school, she's playing at a forward level at Central Catholic. Played in back-to-back 1A state championship games. Finished as a runner-up to Park Tudor, and then in this building beat Park Tudor on penalties 9-8 to win the 1A championship a couple of years ago. Fans filling up the bleachers now on both sides of the Grand Park Event Center. What a wonderful debut evening. Not just for the Indy 11, but for the W League in total. From the USL Championship perspective, Indy is one of 4 clubs that will field a team in the W League. So a tip of the cap to Lou City. Of course, under the banner of Racing Louisville, the NWSL team. Their U23 squad will be a division rival of Indy. We mentioned the fact that Detroit City FC will have a women's team here in the W League as well. And also Queensborough, which is yet to play a match in the USL Championship, but they will have a women's team playing this summer for the W League also. We'll talk more about what the future of the W League and the Super League looks like coming up at halftime. Opportunity here for Kings Hammer. Ball knocked forward. Cherry able to get in the way. Now Rhodes will track it down.
And again, they're having a lot of space and time here in the midfield.
This one elevated by Rayburger, who lifts it up and over the bar. So what are the coaching points in at halftime you're going to see?
You know, I don't know if he'll change the shape, but I think a little bit more pressure on those services, not allowing them that time and space on the ball coming through the midfield.
Mccarthy. Well defended by Kings Hammer. Mccarthy able to win it. Advantage being played. Here's Lynch. Schmelzer applying pressure for Kings Hammer. Now McLaughlin. Good read by Unkraut.
Good defensive work by Katie again.
Route 1 ball that time by Kings Hammer. And the goalkeeper makes the easiest play you could possibly have. Just go over and kind of amble over, get a touch on it, knowing there's nobody within 25 yards of you. Nervy moment here. Barr able to win it right back. Making the turn. Trying to set up a window, and how about that? That is an absolute beauty. First goal for Kings Hammer. To get him on the board is Amanda Schluter. She is a high school junior. She is verbal to play at Ohio State. But Kings Hammer is on the board. It's now 2-1 in favor of the Indy 11.
That's just a giveaway there in the middle, and then we're out of position a little bit. Having to step and kind of catch up in behind. Just again, not being a little bit of organization, and again, that will come as they get on the training field.
Well, frankly, while the Indy 11 have had the better scoring opportunities, it's not as if Kings Hammer has not had some similar looks. They convert for the first time, and it is back to a 1-goal game. Our final 5 minutes plus stoppage time of our first half, presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. So no clean sheet for Mackenzie Wood in this, her first game wearing the Indy 11 badge. Giveaway in the midfield. McLaughlin steps to it. Contact going both ways. Official says play on. That was Garak that McLaughlin went shoulder to shoulder with.
We've done a good job of keeping it right here, going around. And now that dangerous ball in behind.
Great idea by McCarthy. Because Williams didn't make the same read. Does not mean that wasn't a quality offering.
Yeah, they've got extra numbers over here on this side.
Good combination play here. Rhodes puts it just behind Schluter. Schluter sends it in. Wood able to snare it. And while she had one that she had let go that didn't come back to bite her, that last effort by Schluter was not on her. That was simply a great bit of skill by the visiting player.
Yeah, and quality placement on the shot, right? I mean, she knew that was the only corner that she could hit it to, and she found the back of the net.
You notice when the Brickyard Battalion takes a moment to catch their breath, the decibel level goes down by 20 here in the building. Yep, got to stop play. That ball played off the referee inadvertently. I would imagine we'll have maybe a minute or two of stoppage time at the end of the half. 3 goals, not really many whistles in and around that. Long distance ball that Kowalski is on to pick up. If you're Coach Gentili and Kings Hammer, what's your message to your team at halftime now that you're back in and only down by a goal as of now?
Yeah, I mean, I think they just keep picking up these balls right here in the midfield, and they can keep running. You know, the kids who work off the ball to get in good spots to create some chances, and you saw what happened when they took that chance.
Again, one thing that you won't have a chance to see as much of as you would in later matches, a change in tactics because of subs. Again, this early stage of the season, Indy 11 has 4 reserve field players available, 2 for Kings Hammer. Again, I'm going to have you take off your analyst hat, put the mom hat back on for Molly. She had a final yesterday at Xavier and drove with me to the training session last night for the Indy 11.
She slept in this morning, so she got her rest. She should be okay to go. We'll see how long she makes it. But I think sitting in this spot, right, she likes this defensive central midfield spot. And if she can sit there and just kind of spray balls, she lets some of these other guys run around a little bit in front of her.
Williams can give it at her feet. Lynch tries to slide it through, pokes it sideways.
Great piece of
Williams, the volley. Again, the technical ability of that trio has been on display from the start of the match.
Yeah, Christina Lynch, she's something special in those tight areas.
Again, will transfer to play at home at Notre Dame. 77 games, 51 starts, 12 goals in her days at Florida State, and a pair of national championship rings for her efforts as well.
She had a great experience there, right? She learned a lot. She trained at a high level.
She and Mackenzie Wood will be teammates this coming fall once again at Notre Dame. Ask for a handball. Official says no.
And they've just given us the signal that we got 1 extra minute added here.
Schluter, the goal scorer, looking for another one, and then, well, went top shelf last time. Let's try it again. A little too much air under that one. Shots on goals are not that big of a difference right now in this match. They're actually maybe more in favor of Kings Hammer at this point.
And we talked about that as one of the keys of the games. Can we finish our chances? We've created a couple, and we finished 2 of them, and here we sit.
Yordi will track it down for Kings Hammer. In dying seconds, this one's going over to field 3. And that might be a good time to blow the whistle. Exactly.
That's what she thought.
Track
right?
down the ball, give it 15 minutes to go track it down. And again, this night of history here in the greater Indianapolis area is at the midway point. First 2 goals for Indy 11 belong to Rachel McCarthy. However, Amanda Schluter had an answer for Kings Hammer. It is now 2-1 for the home side after 45 minutes of play. Stay tuned. A special guest will be joining us next as you're watching Indy 11 Women's Soccer on 11 Sports and the ISC Sports Network.
Honda is the most fuel-efficient automaker in America. That means you get more miles per gallon with Honda. Save at the pump with up to 40 mpgs for Honda cars and SUVs. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Everybody has different needs and different abilities to seek care, and we want to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the patient in the way they want to seek care. Certainly, I feel that COVID has changed the way we deliver healthcare. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Patients have responded to the virtual options. Many find it such a positive experience and they want it to continue. And that's what we're really committed to doing here, is creating a simple option, the option that suits the patient.
Stand by me.
In 7 years, you can meet, get married, have kids, get a dog, and still be covered in your Honda certified vehicle. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus factory-trained technicians and Honda genuine parts. Search a local Honda dealer today.
Welcome back. It's halftime here inside, and thank goodness given the weather outside, the Grand Park Indoor Events Center. It is not just the first women's match in the history of the Indy 11, it is the first match in the history of the W League. And a special guest is going to join us here to kick off our halftime festivities. She is the president of the upcoming USL Super League, Women's Professional League at the Division II level, under the banner of the United Soccer League. It is Amanda Vandervoort that joins us. Amanda, welcome to Indianapolis. I know that you and Betsy, other members of the USL staff, have been here for the last 2 days. I'm sorry the weather isn't better. It's perfect here inside tonight. What's this experience been like for you and your team so far?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having us here in Indy. What an incredible experience. The fans have been absolutely fantastic, and we're thankful to be here. The experience has been wonderful. Everyone, you know, what a sports town, Indianapolis. Really, like leaning in hard into their women's team, and we're proud that we could have our inaugural match here with Indy 11 versus Kings Hammer.
Obviously, this has been a process that probably has been more than a year in the making. The W League would be on par on the men's side with, say, USL League 2 in terms of pre-professional. You're all of 45 minutes in, but again, just kind of the feedback so far, knowing that you're going to have 44 teams take to the pitch over the course of the next few days.
Yeah, the energy's been electric this week. It's been unbelievable. Like you said, 44 teams in 20 states across the country, and providing opportunities for over 1,200 new players. We've got almost 300 games that are going to be played this summer across the country, and more opportunities for coaches and players, executives, everyone really to build careers and get involved in the women's game. And so the W League is really building that pathway.
And again, I think the goal for year one was around 30 teams, correct?
Yeah,
so 44 is absolutely fantastic. So now let's talk about taking that next step. Again, W League is going to continue to go on beyond this year, but starting in 2023, the Super League, a first Division II women's professional league in this country. That in itself is a great statement about the health of women's soccer here in the USA.
The health, the excitement, the ambition, the energy in women's soccer is unbelievable right now. And so with the W League creates a pathway now, this path to pro for women's professional soccer players now who can be here, supplement their college playing season, and say, you know what, when I'm done playing college soccer or I've come back into the game, now there's an opportunity for me to be a fully professional. So we'll launch in 2023, in August 2023, and play through the rest of the year, right after the Women's World Cup, actually. So you'll have the opportunity to see players on the global level and then right at home in your backyard.
Well, you mentioned global. Let's also acknowledge what you just said. That's the global calendar as well.
That's right.
That obviously it's unique here, not anywhere else outside of North America. What sort of challenges / opportunities does that present for you?
Yeah, well, so being on the global calendar, which means running from August to June, means that players who do want to play in the Women's World Cup, the Euros, the Olympics in the summers, they have the opportunity to do that, and then still appear with their team, play with their team for the majority of the year, for the rest of the year. So that's just one of the opportunities for players and for fans to enjoy top-level talent time and time again when they come out to games. So that's one of the best reasons, why we come out, to support the players, support the game, and be part of the great experience.
And one more thing before we let you go. You said this is part of an answer. I want to make sure I double back to mention that obviously it is about giving young ladies across the country more of a chance to work their way towards potentially playing professionally. That's what this level is about.
Yep.
But it is also about women and careers in soccer.
Yeah.
Tell me about kind of that from the front office game day operations perspective.
Well, listen, I was just before the game, I was down with the ball girls, actually. They're a ECNL 07 team, actually, and we were talking to them about the opportunities that exist both as professional players, but the referees walked right in front of us. We said, you could be a referee. I'm an executive in the game. The woman I was with, Missy Price, our vice president of women's soccer, she was coached for her whole career. So there's all these opportunities now in the game that there's just never existed before. So, one girl afterwards looked at me, she looked me straight in the eye, and she said, you know what, this is really cool that you've never had this and you're building it now for other people. And I thought that was just a really special moment for me personally.
Why get up every day, right?
Exactly.
USL W League again underway, literally as we speak. USL Super League coming in August of 2023. That league's president, Amanda Vandervoort. Nice to join us. Amanda, I know today's a special day. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. Margaret McLaughlin rejoins us next. Indy 2, Kingshammer 1, as you're watching Indy 11 Women's Soccer.
Place your soccer bets at Bet Rivers Sportsbook, your new home for soccer betting. The most soccer betting options on the sport you love. We offer live in-game betting on major soccer matches worldwide. We have tons of bets available during game, from money lines, goal spreads, player goals, half bets, and many more. Bet Rivers is proud to be the official sports betting partner of the Indy 11, Indiana's team. Sign up now. We'll match your first deposit up to $250. More bets, more action, more fun. Place your bets at betrivers.com.
So many people were out of work from COVID, not being able to pay their utility bills, not being able to pay their rent, and that's why our job is so important.
And what we've committed to is working with our partners around food pantries, around making sure that people get connected to what they need.
Our job is more than just giving people resources, it's be that hand to help them when they're feeling down.
Learn more at ecommunity.com/simplydelivered. Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered.
Again, you see the crowd estimated to be over 1,000 that is on hand. And what do you do when you're at halftime? You go get you some merch, you go get you some beverage, you have yourself a great old time here at Grand Park. Again, first of 5 matches that will take place here for the season. Margaret McLaughlin rejoins us now. Greg Rakestraw with you. That is the TIFO that the Brickyard Battalion rolled out, and let us point out the importance of the person you are seeing in that shot. That is Lauren Cheney, now Lauren Holiday from Ben Davis High School. One of 2 Indy natives that have appeared in a Women's World Cup roster. Pike High School's Lori Lindsay would be the other. And again, Margaret, as someone that has spent a lot of time around this sport, you played collegiately at the University of Notre Dame. That's the coolest part about this. Amanda used the word pathway. A lot of young girls here in attendance tonight. This is kind of that spark in terms of development for them in this sport going forward.
And I think they're really excited. You see this group right here on the field. These are some of our U15s out there. I just had a brief visit from the 14s and the 13s. They're out here, they're watching. Their parents are saying, hey, look at what that girl does. You need to be able to do what she does. And they're paying attention. It's all going in. And that's stuff we didn't have too long ago. And so for these young kids to be able to see it live, see it right here in their home. They train on this turf, and it's right here for them, so it's fantastic.
Not many places also have a soccer bar above the goal, such as the luxury that you have at a facility like Grand Park. Again, for those that are outside of the Indianapolis area, we are in Westfield, just north of Westfield. We're literally right about 20 minutes north of downtown Indianapolis. Again, this facility is the training home for both the Indy 11 men and women. The Indy 11 have their corporate headquarters in downtown Indy. The men's team is based literally here on this campus. This is where the coach's office is for Mark Lowry, etc. The women will train here over the course of their 3-month season as well. Again, the Indy 11, the Indianapolis Colts train here. There's all kind of youth basketball that takes place here. Frankly, there is a tournament taking place kind of around this field here tonight too. Again, it shows you just how great this facility is. Now, let's talk about the match itself. The early brace by Rachel McCarthy, goals in the 9th and 18th minutes. What is it like for her to get 2 on the board less than 20 minutes in?
I mean, what an unbelievable dream come true, right? That's what you do in your backyard. You're always thinking, I'm going to score this first goal. I'm going to score 2 goals in the first game of the league. She's got to be super excited. You saw the smile on her face as that second one went in. It just says a lot.
As we look at the first half highlights, that was the first shot in W League history. It took place literally 12 seconds after the opening touch of the match by Katie Soderstrom. That is Jordan Rhodes. And again, even though Jordan hasn't gotten a goal, it is easy to see she is the fulcrum point for the Kings Hammer offense. And here you go. First goal in W League history off the rebound of the shot from Katie Soderstrom. Give it to Rachel McCarthy, who plays at Brigham Young University. That made it 1-0 in favor of the Indy 11. But again, credit to Kings Hammer. They created a good amount of chances, Margaret, in half number 1.
Yeah, they did. They had an extra one in the midfield coming through, and then it was easy enough for them to play balls wide and get in behind. Hopefully, I think that's something that we'll talk about here at halftime and see if we can't figure out how to stop that part of their attack.
Talked about playing the ball wide. That taking that ball wide by Williams, you saw that goal being set up over the course of 15-20 seconds.
Yeah, she picked up her head. She knew exactly where Katie was and was able to just, pick out her target and send it right across where it needed to be.
But credit to Kings Hammer. Again, even down by a couple of goals, they did not go away. This should have been the first goal. Julia Leonard on the charge for the Indy 11 in the goal prevention business. But eventually, Kings Hammer would work their way into finding the back of the net. And this is a young lady that is a high school junior. She'll play at Ohio State next fall. Amanda Schluter gets their first goal in USL W League action. With that, we'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, second half activity from just north of Indianapolis. It is Indy 11-2, Kings Hammer 1. As you're watching USL W League soccer here on 11 Sports, Comcast 81, and the ISC Sports Network.
Honda is the most fuel-efficient automaker in America. That means you get more miles per gallon with Honda. Save at the pump with up to 40 mpgs for Honda cars and SUVs. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Everybody has different needs and different abilities to seek care, and we want to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the patient in the way they want to seek care. Certainly, I feel that COVID has changed the way we deliver healthcare. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Patients have responded to the virtual options. Many find it such a positive experience and they want it to continue. And that's what we're really committed to doing here, is creating a simple option, the option that suits the patient.
Stand by me.
In 7 years, you can meet, get married, have kids, get a dog, and still be covered in your Honda certified vehicle. Get a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty, plus factory-trained technicians and Honda genuine parts. Search a local Honda dealer today.
Once again, let's thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Thank you to Jordan Shue, Derek Schultz, Eric Annette, as well as Dennis Glover. I want to thank Larry Lindy and John Kaluder from the Indy 11 front office. Again, I'm not sure if this was by design, but very well timed for as far as the USL Championship is concerned. The Indy 11 don't have many weekends off this year on the men's team. This is one of them. So the focus of everybody in the Indy 11 office has been on this match and getting this league off on the right foot. And that is clearly the case tonight. Over 1,000 in attendance here inside the event center at Grand Park. First touch for half number 2 will be for Kings Hammer FC. And let's try to go inside the mind of head coach Paul Dolinsky of the Indy 11 women. What do you think his message was to his team at halftime?
You know, I think he probably was asking them to keep possession of the ball. I think he probably asked them to have the front players come back and receive it at their feet, see if we can't connect through the midfield a little bit better, and then we can spring our wide midfielders to run in behind from the wide areas.
Again, for the Indy 11, and frankly, the same goes for Kings Hammer FC. You're not going to see many subs, and this is the nature of starting the league the same week that you have collegiate finals. As far as field players available for Paul Dolinsky off the bench, Selena Barnett, who is here from the Carmel area, plays at the University of the Cumberlands at the NAI level. Ella Rogers, who plays at Xavier. Rachel Dewey also plays at Xavier, but unfortunately is coming off of a hip injury. And a similar story for Cassidy Lindley, who has missed a good chunk of the last year after transferring from Florida to Clemson due to injury as well. Want to make sure we say hello to her brother Cam, former member of the Indy 11, these days playing for the Colorado Springs Switchbacks in the USL Championship. He and his mates are 8-1 to start the campaign, and they will play host to the Indy 11 men coming up on June 18th, a match I get to have the call of on my Indy TV locally, coming up on that Saturday night. Something you touched on in the first half as well, and while we have the opportunity to make sure we talk about it here as well. Again, the competitive season for college soccer, the fall, you do train in the spring, you do play some matches in the spring. Just how different is this, though, from, say, what these ladies will be playing in terms of spring collegiate soccer?
So you get 5 matches, 5 days, do a lot geographically, regionally, so you're not playing your regular season conference foes. You're playing just kind of some exhibition matches, so it's a little less intense. You're working some players into your group that maybe didn't see a ton of time in the fall.
So Wood, that's a relatively easy first touch of the half. No field player substitutions just yet. And like I said, there's not going to be many of those that you can make. I do think, though, that Kings Hammer has gone to their other goalkeeper. They had 2 in uniform tonight. I believe this is Abby Weller. Yep. So she'll get the second 45 tonight. Abby plays at Xavier. She did not see any action in the fall for Xavier. She is one of 4 goalkeepers on Xavier's roster. So Kowalski goes the opening 45. Played well. Gave up 2 goals. Weller gets the nod in the second half for Kings Hammer. Opportunity here. By the way, Selena Barnett is in there for the Indy 11. McCarthy does just enough to knock Rhodes off the run. Goal kick coming here. So we do have 1 substitution for Indy.
So Selena came in and replaced Abby Isger.
Okay. So Selena Barnett is in. Again, play at the University of the Cumberlands, who made the NAIA National Tournament. It's 10 teams that go to Orange Beach, Alabama. That's where the Cumberlands lost in their opening match there. And we at ISC know a little bit about that level because of our coverage of Marian University soccer that has made at least the quarterfinals in the last 3 years of NAIA soccer. So 4 more substitutions, really 3 available for Coach Dolinsky.
That's a good turn by Rachel right there, trying to change the point, get it out to Julia Leonard, and then we'll see Selena here. She's got some pace. She can get running.
Doing a good job of hanging on to possession with a defender on her hip as well in terms of Yordi. By the way, our first 5 minutes brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, and that put a bit of a scare into the goalkeeper. No touch. It'll be goal kick coming for Kings Hammer.
Already you can tell that Coach Dolinsky has decided to try to get the outside midfielders a little bit higher up in the attack. Katie Soderstrom just picked up that ball and had to go at top of the 18.
Weller on the restart. Here's McCarthy. Now McLaughlin. Soderstrom. Williams and Nick. McCarthy trying to make it 3, did not get what she wanted to on it on her left foot.
That's a good little poke by Maddie Williams. It had a chance.
But for a team that has had such minimal training time together, that was 4 great touches to get you an open look at the edge of the 18.
Yeah, Robin McCarthy played that right into Molly McLaughlin, who quickly found the other attackers and were able to spring Maddie Williams in.
Take away by McLaughlin. Williams flattened her run to stay on side. She's got McLaughlin and Lynch. Ball goes across. Loose change. Couldn't get there. Unkraut sweeps it away. Williams will keep the attack alive.
Looking for the nutmeg.
Yep, tried to play the nutmeg game and just kind of pinballed off of her feet. And we talked about with Amanda Vandervoort in that last segment, having a Division II league in this country that will start next year. Maddie Williams is somebody that's perfect for trying to get back to the professional level. Of course, the NWSL has expanded over the last couple of years with Louisville, Angel City, and San Diego all being added. So the game continues to grow. Of course, next year is a Women's World Cup year as well. The men play in November, December in Qatar. Women back to the normal World Cup time on the calendar next year. Good read by Fiore. Same can be said for Schmelzer. Now Schluter, the goal scorer. Right ball. Opportunity here. Garrick. Barrett closes it down. Is that going to be a corner coming? Yes, it is. To the corner flag, Kings Hammer will go here in minute number 51.
That's a good recovery run by Selena Barnett to get back in behind and able to poke that away.
And again, tight confines here at Grand Park. The ball will fly out of that spot in a moment, I guarantee you. Ball sent in. Laughlin got there first. And then McCarthy takes a tumble behind the play, but took up about 50 yards of real estate for her efforts. Yordi. Sherry with her step for step. And Wood has it lined up. That's well done by Yordi. Again, that battle between she and Sherry, they'll resume that in August when they get to preseason training at the University of Louisville.
She was just a couple of steps ahead, and Carson Sherry had to get back in behind. That's a good ball to switch the point of attack here to Selena, give her a little bit of room to run, see what happens.
Barnett joining the fray. Now the overlapping run gets the touch.
Christina Lynch on the back post.
He's got 3 to choose from, but didn't hit it properly. Off the side netting. Goal kick coming. So the buildup has been there for the Indy 11 in half number 2. It's not really the true scoring opportunity just yet.
No, they've done a better job of finding those through balls, finding the holes and seeing if they can't play it a little bit further up and then coming underneath it.
McCarthy will give chase, but will eventually run out of real estate. McLaughlin the read. Here's Fiore down the right flank. Now Garak, great shoulder-to-shoulder work there by McCarthy. And that is also the difference in a player that's going to play in the Big Ten versus a player that just spent the last 5 years playing college soccer.
Yeah, little experience back there. Just keep away from danger and get possession back.
Here's Barnett. And Barnett's speed has been evident since entering the match. Flying down the right side.
And fresh legs too, right?
Williams the target. Trying to get a settling touch. Now Lynch will control it. Lynch looking back post. Soderstrom could not get there in time. Flag goes up. Goal kick coming.
Not a bad idea by Christina though. Looking for Katie. They work well together.
All played back to Weller. Tonight's game presented in part by Bet Rivers. Bet Rivers, the official sports betting partner of the Indy 11. Bet with a winner. McLaughlin, the read. Extra touch to create some more space. It's McLaughlin. Does she give it a go? She does. Weller spills it. Swept to the side. Throw in coming for the Indy 11. That kid of yours is pretty good. You know that?
You know, she likes that range right in there, and their goalkeeper is one of her teammates at school. So,
in other words, she has an idea. This is where I think I can beat her. Is what you're trying to get to?
Right there.
Might have the scouting report put down. And Molly will go back to play at Xavier for a 5th year. Have you checked in with Dad? Is he watching from Sweden, by the way, at this late stage of the night?
He's probably in bed, may watch the replay. I think it's 6 hours ahead there.
That'd be Molly's dad, Margaret's husband, who is a very successful collegiate volleyball coach, doing some work with the Swedish national team for the next few weeks. Ball played to the side by Julia Leonard. Throw in coming here for Kings Hammer FC. First 2 goals belong to the Indy 11 in the opening 20 minutes, both from Rachel McCarthy. Since then, a goal by Schluter of Kings Hammer FC. Made this a much more closely contested contest. Here's Unkraut. Unkraut, not close. Wood will watch it sail by. This match presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care simply delivered.
See, here's the run that we did not have early in the first half, right, where McCarthy comes in as a midfielder. Now we're able to play out the other way. Our backs were looking for some of that part of the attack, and now we're getting more of those balls in behind.
Barnett can keep it at her feet. Trying to win it back. Does a good job of simply getting in the way. That was Green she was able to dispossess. Now Barr finds Williams. Perfectly slotted ball.
What a great touch.
Williams, can she find an angle? She cannot.
Her first touch was great there, getting in behind, and that's a really, really good ball from Grace Barr.
And there is also something to be said. Well, all these ladies are used to playing at some level, high school, junior, college, whatever, on turf. That ball's going to skip a bit quicker indoors on the turf than you would on the natural grass surface.
It skipped, and Weller did a good job to come out and close the space, too, which eliminated her ability to get that next touch on that ball.
Fiore to Yordi. That was Cohen, excuse me. Well, it's been plenty of back and forth in the nearly 12 minutes of second half action. The flag does go up. Players were asking for it. They clearly had the call properly figured out. As Gary said, there's been a lot of back and forth, but never really any nervous moments on goal yet for either team.
No, and I mean, I think they've done a good job defensively, kind of settling in both groups. And we've done a better job, too, in the 11 of keeping the ball here in the midfield to prevent some of those chances.
Williams is kind of a solo flyer out top right now for the Indy 11.
Yeah, he pulled the wide players in just a little bit deeper, and now you can see us winning this ball just like Grace Barr did, and back out to Rachel McCarthy, who's running at him.
Pokes it forward. Soderstrom gives it a go. Takes a deflection off a King's Hammer player. The chip by Williams was not a bad play, just couldn't dial up the right distance. This is the first match in the W League, not just the first match for each of these two teams.
It's just really exciting to see, and we've talked several times about the pathway for the little girls. The kids are all still here. The fans are on their feet over there, and it's an exciting product. It's going to be a great summer.
First of 12 matches, Barr with a win. Here's an opportunity. Barr's got Williams to her right, Lynch to her left. Barr decided to give it a go. Shot blocked. McCarthy trying to win that ball in the midfield and does so. Get back to McLaughlin. Got a player coming up a little bit gimpy right now for King's Hammer. Yordi has no time to stop because the attack continues.
It's Katie Soderstrom with the service. Grace Barr tries to keep it in there, and Robin McCarthy's able to right here.
And it will be a throw-in. It goes to King's Hammer. Well, the Indy 11 will be on the road now for their next 3 matches. They will play at Flint City on Thursday. Then they will play at Racing Louisville again. Substitution coming in here, by the way. Ella Rogers will be coming in for the Indy 11. And Maddie Williams will be done for the night. Williams, fantastic.
That's a great shift by her, for sure.
Has an assist in her first 60 minutes in an Indy 11 uniform.
This brings Ella Rogers into the midfield, and it pushes Katie Soderstrom higher into that attacking role.
Ella again plays at Xavier University.
And I think you'll see her and Molly be able to combine a little bit just because they're so familiar with each other. They did it all fall and again all spring, so it's a good chemistry.
4 goals in 20 matches at Xavier. This is sophomore this coming year. And the next time the Indy 11 will be here will be on Friday night, June 3rd. Take on Midwest United. We'll have it for you on 11 Sports, ISC, as well as Comcast 81. Beautiful back heel here. Trying to slide it through the midfield. Again, McLaughlin is there for Indy, but it will be a throw-in coming for King's Hammer here in minute number 61. Rogers' first touch was a good one. Plays it off a King's Hammer player. And again, you had a chance to see Ella play in the fall at Xavier. Tell me about her skill set.
She's really, really good in tight spaces. She's very explosive. She can run all day long. So I think we'll see her getting up and down. She's not afraid to be on the ball. I think we'll see a lot of her skills come out with the players in behind her, getting her the ball and playing a little bit higher up the field. She kind of has a defensive presence as well, but she's not afraid to attack and come in behind here.
McCarthy, she of the 2 goals for the Indy 11. And McCarthy to McCarthy. In the midfield, Rogers couldn't keep it at her feet. One coming here for the Indy 11. Right below our broadcast position. Cherry, a giveaway. Now an opportunity for Rhodes. Leonard is there. She has been the fixer for the Indy 11. We haven't talked about her a lot, but we've talked about her now kind of squelching 2 big opportunities and 1 goal line clearance.
Again, that's why she wears the captain's armband. She's very, very experienced. All of the games that, with her career at Butler, and then the last 2 summers, and she's a kid you can count on for sure.
Quick restart, finds Barnett. Barnett having a battle at midfield. That's Annie Green that will track it down. Now Schmelzer. Overlapping run to Fiore. Fiore takes it inside of the 18, back post. Nobody there. Barnett did not need to play that and did. Left the door open, but unable to convert was Kings Hammer FC. This reminder, fans, you can take the Indy 11 with you wherever you go. Download the Indy 11 app in the Apple Store or get it on Google Play. And for those of you that maybe are watching the Indy 11 for the first time in the women's game, that gentleman you saw with all that hair, that would be Neville Hackshaw in that picture. He is in his 4th year with the Indy 11, one of the Indy 11's best players. Represents Trinidad and Tobago internationally. I know some of the Indy 11 players are here on the men's side to watch tonight's game. Here's Schluter looking to make the turn. McLaughlin gets in the way. Now Green, the target, walks it out by the corner flag. Ball sent in. Barnett got there first. Ball knocked forward. Cherry a touch. Not a great one, but nobody around to kind of clean it up. And Soderstrom all by her lonesome.
She's got McCarthy here on the left and Lynch on the right. Didn't get all the way out.
Fiore wins it. By the way, the 2 subs for Kings Hammer are standing by the 4th official. They've already used 1 for their backup goalkeeper, but the 2 additional field players are ready to enter when given the opportunity. Look by Green. Good run going. Barnett got in the way. Legal tackle. Ball played wide right.
Having a lot of time and space on the ball. Mackenzie Wood is there to clean that up.
Plenty of room outside of the 18, but luckily from the Indy perspective, nobody sitting there back post for Kings Hammer.
Yeah, and we had kind of a high line in that last little bit. It's made it a little bit easier for Z to pick it up. It's a good ball out, right where it needed to be.
Here's Rogers. Indy has 2 more subs available if they need to, from a field position player standpoint.
They're doing a good job just here of keeping possession, slowing the tempo just a little bit, catch their breath, and then let's find the times when it's right to attack. There's a lot of space right there.
Good ball to Carson Sherry. Soderstrom pointed to a spot. Cherry overcooked it. Right idea, just put too much on the pass.
Yeah, and that stuff will come. That's what they will sort out in training.
And Weller telling her teammates to head up the field. This is not the time to build from the back. She's going to knock it to midfield. Here's Cohen. And this is, if you're Indy, this does not bother you a bit. Let them knock her on the back as much as they want to.
Right, and you saw Katie Soderstrom step in between those 2 outside players just to kind of keep it on this side where she's got help. And then Rachel McCarthy was able to run through that.
Barnett, good read. Lynch has the ball spin back to her position. Now Unkraut over for Kings Hammer. Again, Barnett providing pressure, getting a takeaway. And now substitutions will be welcomed on for Kings Hammer. So entering the match for Kings Hammer, Rose Vigran will be coming in. As done for the night, it will be Morgan Garak. And Maddie Schlecht will be entering the match as Andy Green will check in. And I guarantee you that's the end of the substitutions for Kings Hammer.
That's it.
They brought 14. Everybody has gotten in. Maddie has spent time both at Wisconsin as well as Miami of Ohio. Had 15 matches played, all starts for the Redhawks this past season. And he still has a backup goalkeeper. Rachel Dewey and Cassidy Lindley are the players that could see time. And again, both those players are dealing with injuries, so kind of the expectation is you might see some minutes, but not a lot, as those two kind of work their way back into fitness.
And it looks like they're just getting started with their warm-up, so they may be 10 or 12 minutes away.
Ball headed back by Rayburger, so Weller could play with her hands. Here's Fiore.
Good help by Rachel McCarthy there.
McLaughlin did just enough to knock that ball away. Now McCarthy a touch. Soderstrom and Barnett, or excuse me. Soderstrom, this is out to the right side. Barnett stays back in more of a right back position. This is Lynch. Able to keep it in play, but as soon as I said that, ball got away from her. But we have seen Lynch almost play more side to side, seemingly almost switch sides of the attack more than any player tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just keeps bringing a different look for Kings Hammer. They can't just come out here and hang out on the one side with her. They got to be aware of her. She just sneaks around in there.
And we have a whistle. So we have a
Rachel McCarthy is down.
Player down right in front of us. That is McCarthy.
She says she's cramping.
Again, when you score 2 goals early in the match, that can happen to you at times. And then quickly the immediate thumbs up given by her teammates towards the bench. This will allow the training staff to come on for the Indy 11, and I think Christina Lynch might be kind of fighting it off on the other side too. And again, this is just a higher level of intensity and emotion that these ladies have played at during the course of the spring.
Well, and they've probably also been off for 2 or 3 weeks based on when their spring season, last concluded. I know a bunch of them have been off for that time, and you just don't train the same way when you're just trying to keep fit yourself.
This is almost like a hydration break here at the 71st minute for these teams.
And Kings Hammer is not going to argue.
No. Let's thank our friends at Alpha Health and Wellness, the official team chiropractor of the Indy 11. Now you see, Coach Dolinsky, you know Paul very well. Tell us about Coach.
Well, he brings an unbelievable amount of soccer knowledge. He can get a very high level of play from all of these girls. His training sessions are unbelievable. There's a ton of intensity. He doesn't let little things slide, and he's given them the finer points that they are trying to accomplish in the game right here. You're looking right in behind him at Andy Swift, who's one of the best goalkeeping coaches in the region. Works with the Indy 11 men's staff as well.
Good to see Andy out here tonight. Saw Matt Watson and Bobby Edwards from the Indy 11 staff too. And those that know the men's side for the Indy 11 know that Bobby left an opportunity to maybe be the backup goalkeeper, compete for a starting job here, to go into coaching full time. Bobby's just 3 years removed from playing college soccer. Played in Northern Ireland, spent time with FC Cincinnati, was here splitting time with Jordan Farr last year, and made the decision in February, I want to get into coaching on a full-time basis. Works with the Indiana Fire Juniors a great deal. I know Bobby's in the building watching the action tonight too. So restart coming here. And looks like substitutions coming as well, and McCarthy has seen her match come to an end. So Cassidy Lindley will be entering the match for the Indy 11. And that immediately means the Lindley family is the answer to this trivia question. Name the first family to be represented on both the men's and women's side of the Indy 11. It's the Lindleys. Cam played for the men in 2020. Last year, Cam played in San Antonio. And again, as we mentioned earlier, he's playing down in Colorado Springs. Cam, of course, played at North Carolina. Was an MLS draft pick, spent time with Orlando City. But both Cam and Cassidy played at Garin Catholic High School. Cassidy, after parts of 3 years at the University of Florida, transferred to Clemson, did not play in the fall because of an injury. So again, she is just rounding back into form. And the same can be said for Rachel Dewey. It is on your screen here. I don't have it officially. She scored somewhere like 1,000 goals at Triton Central because she was finding the back of the net all the time in her high school days.
Well, and she also kicked for the football team. So she scored a bunch of points that way with extra points and field goals for the football team.
Rhodes shot blocked. Dewey gets a touch, and again, much like Lindley, she's been fighting through some injuries. Rachel did not play in the fall at Xavier. They said she's been dealing with some hip problems in her playing days in college. Here's Barnett.
And Rachel's also a player who likes to go forward. She's going to play this outside back, outside midfield role for us, and you'll see her sneak up into the attack as well.
So all the field position players, subs have been used by the Indy 11. Opportunity here. Hanging out on that left side of Schluter. Gives it a goal, and well, Wood knew she had it covered the entire time. Watches that one sail harmlessly by for a goal kick here in the 75th minute.
That's probably just a little bit of fatigue kicking in.
At this point, you will simply have to soldier on it again. These teams' rosters will get much deeper over the course of the next week or two. Indy 11 about 9 players short of their usual group tonight. I know Kings Hammer, I think, had more players that couldn't make the match than could this evening on their roster. And such is the nature of this early stage of the season.
Well, and it's good, too, you get some of the players that may not be starters to get some quality minutes and some experience, and they will help their clubs further on into the summer.
These two will play again on Tuesday, June 14th. It's part of a 2-match week for the Indy 11. Opportunity here for Carson Sherry. And Sherry is trying to square off Fiore. Wise beyond her years that time was the former Central Catholic Knight that got the corner kick here.
It's a good ball into Cass Lindley. She was able to hold off her defender and then find the time when Carson Sherry could get in behind and play her that ball right where she needed it to be.
Sports This Match brought to us by Alpha Health and Wellness, the official team chiropractor of the Indy 11. Indy setting up for a potential short corner here. All played inside of the 18. Tried to slide it across.
Not a bad idea.
Now looking back post. Barnett got ahead to it, but didn't get much snap behind it.
Right, well covered by Abby Weller.
So both teams goalless here in half number 2. And the 11 goals came in the opening 18 minutes. Barnett trying to force the issue.
She's been pesky out there in the second half, being able to pick up a whole bunch of balls and create some of these dangerous looks.
Throw in coming for Kings Hammer. Opportunity here. Rhodes the target. Turns McCarthy. And Wood had it lined up. That was optimistic at best. And again, Rhodes has 30 goals in 3 collegiate seasons in the SEC, but even for her, that might have been a bit eager and early in that build-up.
Well, and there was a lot of Indy 11 defenders in the box and in the area, so had it covered.
Next match for this Indy 11 squad is 6 days from now. How will this team look different having played together once and getting a few more days of training before they play next Thursday?
I think they'll answer a lot of questions in training this week, right? That's one of the things that Coach Dolinsky is very good at, is addressing, you know, what the picture should look like and sort of when it doesn't look like what he wants it to be. Like right now, you can just tell there's a little bit of, you know, who's going next? Who do we pass this next ball to? The midfielders are trying to get on it. I guess if Julia has some room to run, she can go forward, and then we find an opening right in there.
Dewey knocks it forward for Barnett.
She's going to get there.
Barnett's speed will keep it in play. Plays it across. Soderstrom got a touch. Soderstrom finds the angle, and the Indy 11 are back to having a 2-goal lead. The Butler Bulldog and Carmel Greyhound may have given the Indy 11 their first win in W League play.
Katie Soderstrom is always an optimistic player in and around that 6-yard box. If it comes to her foot right in there, it's looking like it's going to be a really, really good chance. Selena did a great job to get in behind and have the patience to get that across the goal.
Katie had 12 goals and 8 assists last year for the Bulldogs, and a poacher's goal on that one.
She did a good job to get in front of the defender, pick that off, and then finish it.
Katie played for legendary coach Frank Dixon in her high school days at Carmel. Her Greyhounds went 28-0 in conference games in her 4 years at Carmel High School.
They've had an amazing run, and I bet Coach Frank Dixon is in the building tonight.
So 3-1. How does that goal change how the rest of this match plays out, Coach?
You know, I think we can afford to just continue to move the ball. It looks like we're going to try and keep going forward here for a little while, but we don't have to score again.
Lindley.
She's got fresh legs, so she is able to keep that in.
Able to step on it, plays that ball off of Cohen. Another corner coming. And I don't think you're to the point of the match where thinking about trying to shave 30 seconds off here.
No.
After just getting a late goal. Again, fans, the next time you can watch the Indy 11 women here at Grand Park is in 28 days, June 3rd. Tickets are available at indy11.com, 317-685-1100, or simply download the Indy 11 app for all the latest information. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe they will try to shave 30 seconds here.
Katie served that ball in.
That went right to Weller. Weller will try to launch the counter quickly.
Good defensive work by Cassidy Lindley, for sure.
McLaughlin has one option. Soderstrom. Soderstrom continues to give chase.
Katie is a kid who can run all day and all night. You can hear Coach Dolinsky telling her to just kind of sit back in here and make them play around us.
Here's Rhodes playing all the way back almost at the defensive line. Now Rogers. And it has been especially in the last, say, 50 minutes, not a lot of whistles. The rare foul given there.
Yeah, and that's probably just a little bit of fatigue on their part. A little bit of a battle.
Great to see so many familiar faces in that Brickyard Battalion. In other words, folks that feel no differently supporting the Indy 11 women than they do the Indy 11 men. Ball knocked forward. Played across. Rhodes gets to it.
Wow.
Just could not find the back of the net. But just that run alone kind of gives you an idea about the goal-scoring IQ of the star at the University of Kentucky.
Just how dangerous she is to just get right in front of our defender right there.
That's a pro-level run that she just made. It was really good service to get her an opportunity there, too. And both teams have used their field subs at this point. I'm not sure we caught it on camera. Rhodes was trying to stretch out a bit of a potential calf cramp there as well. About a 2-hour bus ride home for the team from Cincinnati. Maybe a lot of folks taking a nap with having had 13 field players and 14 players in total tonight on the way home.
That's a really good run into that space by Katie, able to pick up that ball and turn it in. Long ball over the top to Selena.
Barnett, advantage being played. Plays it across. Otterstrom got a boot to it. Just Rogers had just broken off a run. Couldn't get back to it.
That's one of the things I think they'll work on, is finding those targets, right? And just with more training time, Selena will be able to pick out exactly who she wants in there.
As we mentioned, 16 in uniform tonight for the Indy 11. There are 9 more on the roster that simply couldn't get here in time. College final schedule, travel, etc. Who are some of the names, or even a name that we're not seeing tonight, you think are going to be difference makers for this team?
I think Heather McNabb is one that jumps out for me. She played with this group last summer. She is dynamic. She is ridiculously talented on the ball. She's super dynamic. She can run. She can score. She will be really, really fun to watch and be a great complement to the front 3 group that is out there tonight.
Plays at Princeton University.
If I am correct, I think she's got 2 brothers in the NHL as well, or big hockey stars of some type.
Here's Dewey. A quick point towards Soderstrom. Triton Central High School. Now plays at Xavier. And a throw-in coming. I'm not sure I think of Fairland, Indiana as a major soccer proving ground, but that's the great thing about having this facility and the amount of great youth teams in this area. If you're talented, people will find you.
We will find them, yes, that is true.
Soderstrom knocks up, deemed that she touched it last. However, the assistant referee and referee were in unison on that call, so they both had the same angle of that play. Again, 1 goal, a handful of substitutions, 1 water break for Rachel McCarthy's injury. Saying the 3 to 4 minutes of stoppage time conversation here as we approach the 85th minute of the match. Barnett again.
This right side here with Barnett and Dewey, both fresh legs running at you. Kingshammer just in the second half hasn't had that same amount of possession, same freedom in the midfield that they had at the beginning of the game.
And again, it's you got to think they're going to be a different team. When they get to play at home, and Indy has to go there about 5 or 6 weeks from now. Mackenzie Wood happy to, again, let the sands trickle down through the hourglass a little bit there. Trying to squeeze some life out of this one with a 2-goal advantage. McLaughlin, not the best of touches. Rhodes shot, and she would tell you, not the best of touches. Our final 5 minutes plus stoppage time in tonight's game, presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive partner of the Indy 11. And for fans that are seeing an Indy 11 match for the first time, Honda has been on the front of the Indy 11 jerseys since day 1. That partnership was announced October 1st of 2013. Here we are nearly 9 years later. Indy 11 soccer brought to you by the good folks at Honda. Bad touch here. Opportunity here. The blast! Parried up and over the bar. Wood makes her most athletic play of the night. And it'll be a corner coming in the 87th minute.
And that's a great save by Z, right? She was on it. She had it covered, and she was just able to get that hand up and get it over the top.
That was Schmelzer. They had a good look on goal. From Cincinnati and played at the University of Cincinnati. This past year, Emma played at Turpin High School in Cincy. Just 1 player inside of the 6 here for Kingshammer. Ball sent in, and that's going to be a foul. McKenzie got to it and knocked it free, but foul whistle against the visitors.
Yeah, they threw a lot of numbers there into the box, and then Z was able to come and reach up. That's a great save by her, but yes, you're right, it was a foul, so we're coming out the other way.
overall impressions of this first night of the USL W League?
What a great product, right? I mean, I think nobody's left. Everybody's still here. They're still singing. The players are still going at it, even this late into the match. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting day. And I think it's just the beginning, too. I think it's going to get better this summer.
Carson Sherry played that ball for Cassidy Lindley. For me, being someone that's so associated with Indiana high school sports, as well as the Indy 11, it is so cool for me to see so many Indiana natives out here. Again, doesn't mean we're not happy that Rachel McCarthy's here scoring a pair of goals, you know, for the Indy 11, or that players from, you know, other parts of the country. There are 4 different nationalities represented on this Indy 11 women's roster. But again, to see Central Catholic, Penn, Guerin Catholic, Carmel all being represented, this is a very neat enterprise and environment.
For sure, and it's exciting for the kids that are in their shoes now in the high school. They know that there is a platform. They know there is a next step for them, and they've got something to aspire to.
Again, this level of women's summer collegiate soccer, you know, again, has been played, but to have the Indy 11 name and the USL brand associated with it, a great development. There was an opportunity there, and again, there's going to be some mistakes to clean up at the back in terms of turnovers for the Indy 11, but Wood had it covered. I believe that was Unkraut that had the toe poke at goal, or excuse me, that was Schlecht that gave it a go. Errant distribution by Indy. Throw in coming as we have reached the 90th minute of this match. Soderstrom couldn't slide it past that last defender.
It's just by inches.
Here's Fiore giving chase, but again, for those that have played the full 90, the tank is about on E. And by the way, just 2 minutes of added time at the end of this match. Next 3 on the road for the Indy 11, and they will play next on Thursday evening up at Flint City AFC. They go to Louisville 2 weeks from tonight. They'll play at AFC Ann Arbor. That'll be Saturday, May 28th. Coming back here to play Midwest United. Teams from Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Indiana make up this division.
That was a good switch by Carson and Grace Barr to go back out to Dewey's side out there, put a little bit of pressure on King's Hammer as we end here.
Barnett has been fantastic in her 45 minutes of work.
She's just put a ton of pressure on them and has able to pin them into that end zone down there.
About midway through our 2 minutes of added time. Well, the first match in Indy 11 women's history will go down as a W. Of course, a W for the W League as a whole, to have this sort of environment, this level of crowd, and cannot wait for the next one, at least in this building, some 28 days from now.
The bar has been set for sure.
317-685-1100 to get your tickets. Indy11.com or download the Indy 11 app. A full recap for you tomorrow morning on Soccer Saturday on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan at 9 a.m. Fiore sends it in. And now, as much as we are watching the action on the ball, we're also looking at the referee. Schluter gets a takeaway. Schluter! And once again, Mackenzie Wood had to spill it.
We got to stay in it for the last, whatever they are going to add here. this could be the final kick, but you have got to stay tuned in.
Yeah, I don't think there's time for two, but there clearly is time for one. Trying to plant that seed for the rematch coming up in about 5 weeks. And Schmelzer will take up residence next to Wood in front of the goal mouth. Ball sent in. Goal kick, and that's it. No need for further activity. First match in Indy 11 women's history goes down as a W. Margaret, your final thoughts on this one?
What a fantastic product. What an exciting evening and a great performance by Indy 11. King's Hammer, hats off to them too for coming out with this squad that they had, and looking forward to a great summer.
Indy 11 women's soccer on 11 Sports, Comcast 81, and ISC, presented in part by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11, and by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care, simply delivered. For Margaret McLaughlin and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. Thanks for watching this historic opening night of the W League. Victory belongs to Indy. Again, it was McCarthy with the brace. It was Soderstrom with the put-away goal to win it. Leonard and some mates on some defensive clearances helped along the way as well. Indy wins it. Good night from Westfield here on ISC, Comcast 81, and 11 Sports.
Honda is the most fuel-efficient automaker in America. That means you get more miles per gallon with Honda. Save at the pump with up to 40 mpgs for Honda cars and SUVs. Search your local Honda dealer today.
Place your soccer bets at Bet Rivers Sportsbook, your new home for soccer betting. The most soccer betting options on the sport you love. We offer live in-game betting on major soccer matches worldwide. We have tons of bets available during game, from money lines, goal spreads, player goals, half bets, and many more. Bet Rivers is proud to be the official sports betting partner of the Indy 11, Indiana's team. Sign up now. We'll match your first deposit up to